In the middle of a busy neighborhood in the Chicago suburbs sits this unsuspecting, abandoned home built in 1893. The outside was just updated. It looks like just your average home that's still lived in. But if you look at the power lines, the power has been shut off. That's because the city has set in stone the demolition of this house. An old home like this being demolished here is quite common. What's shocking is that this home was just updated and still has everything left inside. This was the home of 3 generations of a Jewish immigrant family. Documents of their history were throughout the house, but with a family so proud of their first home, how could they just leave a century worth of items behind? The home was even modernized just before its abandonment. The story would soon become clear. This one looks a little bit small, honestly. Oh, never mind. It's like long. It looks like it was painted recently. A bunch of stuff here out in the back. Like this table. But here's the outside. Let me see that. Thank you. Alright guys, we're inside. Check this out. Paintings on the walls and everything. This house is really insane. I mean, look at all this stuff here. Just left behind. Even this stuff in here. I mean, this is crazy. So, as you can see, guys, it's like really nice, like the walls and everything. So it's been like painted, updated, and now it's gonna be demolished. It's pretty insane. Kind of curious on like what's in here. Looks like gold and stuff. That's not gold, is it? I don't think so. It's like dolls, though.
I don't think they'd be selling it for $10 if it was gold.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so there's like a bunch of prices on all this stuff. So there was like an estate sale here, but the owners just left everything. Like whatever didn't sell. It's kind of crazy because some of this stuff is definitely worth saving. And over here, I mean, all this stuff is just left here just as it was. It's so insane. All these statues. So my buddy actually got a salvage job for here, so this stuff will be saved eventually before the home gets knocked down legally. But it's just absurd how much stuff has been left forgotten here. Is there anything in here? Oh, this is full of stuff. That's crazy. What the heck? Okay, you want to hold that open? People of colonial America. Little miniature statues or something. That's pretty cool. Wow, there's just so many antiques here. It's so crazy. I mean, given a lot of this stuff actually doesn't look like it's worth that much. A lot of this stuff is just vintage. Like these little pieces of glass. That's pretty wild. All these little figures, these toys. Here's like a little old Matchbox car that was made in England in the 1970s. A bunch of just random stuff. Like all this stuff looks like it was built a long time ago. Look at this. This was $125. There's probably old coins that were here. Somebody ripped them out. Probably at the estate sale. But here we have 25th anniversary United Nations Children's Fund. So we do have some coins still left behind here, which is pretty crazy. These are earrings, like Chinese coins. A bunch of jewelry here, actually. It's pretty wild that all this was just left here. Shouldn't have donated this stuff or anything. There's actually a surprising amount of jewelry. I don't think any of this is worth anything, though. That's why it's been left here. But you never know what else we're gonna find. Like up here, that's empty. Lots of books though. This is pretty wild. Look at this, a Hebrew, probably coin collector book. I think the owners here were Jewish, but I could be wrong. Very Jewish area. But yeah, let's make our way. Where do we go here? Oh, check this out, guys. This is the dining room. So all the chairs are still here. Check out this table, guys. This is definitely gonna get saved. Look at the details on that. It's crazy that they just slated this house for demolition like this. It's so crazy. All this stuff is really nice. I don't know how much that was selling for, but that's insane. Look at this. These chairs were selling for $250 for everything. And they just left it. They'd rather leave it to rot than sell it. What are these, cookies? Should we eat those? What do you think?
You want to?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe later in the video. They still look good, actually. Here's the kitchen, though. It's actually quite bright in this room. But as you can see, look how new everything is. This is the crazy part, guys. So much in this house is like brand new, or at least built recently. That's like the really cool part. Look at that, guys. All of the cups are still left behind here too. It's so weird. It's like we're in a modern house, but this house probably dates back to the 1950s or older. So yes, we are in Chicago. We have Chicago Bears cups here. That's actually a pretty cool collection they got. And the power's cut. The reason I could tell is there's no light here. Look at this though. I swear, this might be like somewhat brand new. This microwave, that's insane. They didn't take anything out. They just, well, they took some stuff out, like this fridge, that's gone. That must have been a real expensive fridge that was here. Yeah, a couple more things up there. Olive oil. And yeah, here's like kind of the sink area. Plates and just some more stuff. Look at this little thing. It's hard to see. I don't know what that is. Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. There's children's photos here. They didn't take... They probably did take a lot of the photos, though. So, this is just what they've left behind. Look at that, guys. This must have been taken in Amish village. You know, the owners might have taken these photos. Look at that. That's got to be from the not 80s or 90s, probably. Looks like Pennsylvania. Maybe. No, maybe Wisconsin, actually. Wow. All this silverware here and everything, too. It's crazy how much stuff they just left. So, guys, here's the front door. This is the front porch. It's actually quite a large house. There's not too much in here, though, surprisingly. Just a couple things they left. I thought they left more. He sold most of the stuff out here. We do have some tools. We do have a cool little old lantern there. $50. And that's history. I mean, I'd sell that for like 10 just to save it, you know? Well, at least this stuff is going to get saved somewhat. It's so crazy, though, how new they made this house look. Yeah, this is kind of what you'd see walking in the front door back in the day. So, guys, we're walking up the stairs. This house actually does go back a lot. Start with this room. Not terribly too much left in here, like furniture wise, but everything else is still pretty much here. Got this couch, probably a 70s couch. All the stuff is still on the shelves. It's actually crazy. These old games. I mean, who knows what's in these boxes here? Doesn't appear like anything's left in those. These statues. That's made of wood. Could be gold plated though. Wow. Check out this bathroom. Wow, they left all their jewelry right here. Doesn't look gold though. Probably costume jewelry. Yeah, there we go. They were Jewish. There's our evidence right there. The Star of David. Crazy part is, you can get a photo right here. What the family was like. I'm probably gonna censor that stuff out, but probably a older lady lived here, I think. Here's the shower. I mean, a couple things in there. But let's continue, guys. Wow, there's a lot of rooms here. Whoa. Check this out, guys. So this right here, like a living room, I think. It says do not enter. So, wow, this is stuff that probably the family was gonna look through. They never ended up taking any of this stuff. That's insane how much stuff has just been left behind here. Wow. We got these paintings here or something. That's $100. And that's $100. 1965. Why is that $100 though, I wonder? Strange. There's actually a lot of older stuff here. Sewing machine attachments. Must have had a sewing machine, but they sold it. But they left the instruction manual. Unless that's in another room. Oh, these are all earrings, guys. Check that out. Old buttons and jewelry. Yeah, those are all buttons.
This must have been a sewing room.
Yeah, you're right. The sewing room. So guys, we just found out a lot of information about the family. Here we have a certificate of citizenship, the original certificate of citizenship for the person that lives here's parents, I guess. Pretty crazy to see something like this in a house. So they came to Pennsylvania originally. They were Jewish, but I guess they weren't American citizens. This is the lady's parents right here. Actually, this wasn't her parents. These were her grandparents' documents. They arrived to America in the 1900s and had children 20 years later. One of those children then grew up and started a family of their own in the home. The mother was a teacher, the father was an executive, and in 1960 they had a daughter. When the father passed in 1995, the daughter took ownership of the home and lived there with her mother until she passed in the 2000s. The daughter lived in the home for 25 years alone, working at big-name offices nearby. Suddenly, in 2025, she disappeared. Anyways, we're going to continue on. This house is pretty large. But right here, we have a bedroom that's complete with everything that was here. Start off with this closet here. Wow. There's china there. They collected a lot of statues and like plates. I mean, that's what a lot of older people would do. Let's see if there's anything in here. Yeah, I doubt it. There's like towels in there. It's crazy the bed's still here and it's made. Also have a vintage typewriter. Really crazy lamp. And just more stuff here. Yeah, pretty wild. There's no cobwebs or anything. I mean, this house must have been abandoned very recently. I mean, it is set for demolition. That's why we're exploring it. Lots of VHS tapes in here as well. Imagine all the home movies that were here. Looks like no one's been in here for a while because there's dust in here. But I mean, who's accessing all this stuff, right? But here's this bathroom. Really cool bathroom, actually. This is all modern stuff. It's probably the last bathroom that they used. It's all kind of just junk in here, to be fair. That looks like probably who the owners were. There's a lot of old photos there. Wow. It's crazy to see a house abandoned with all these modern appliances and stuff. Kind of rare, to be honest. You know, a lot of these houses that go abandoned, it's all older stuff. But yeah, here's that one room we were just looking at. We first walked upstairs. It's got a TV. All their clothing's left as well. Gosh. Wow, they really left everything. Oh my gosh. Wow. But here's what we were just looking at. Ain't nobody gonna buy that old TV here. That's why it's still sitting here. It's just interesting stuff. There are a thing or two of, like, you know, personal items, but a lot of this stuff is just stuff they tried to sell and they couldn't sell. Now they want to build a new house over this land. Pretty wild. But yeah, I think that's everything. It is a smaller house. Let's see. Yeah, that might be everything. Wow. Oh, there is a basement, guys. I forgot to say. Let's go down there. Yes, guys, there's also a basement here. Yeah, this is quite a small little area. It looks like a closet almost, but yeah, look at all their stuff here. A lot of personal stuff. It's starting to get a little moldy down here. That's because, you know, the power shut off and everything. There's a ton of items left behind here. It's actually insane. So here's everything. A lot of random stuff. But I know the basements are always like the most difficult to remove parts of the house. And if they don't care that much, they just leave everything. And that's what they did here. They pretty much left everything out here in the basement. There's all their gardening equipment. Is there a guitar in there? No. It's like exercise stuff. Little workshop. They have a lot of these. Looks like more women's stuff, though. And we got some tools here. Every single old house kind of like this in this style always has a workshop, I've noticed. There's always the tools that are always left there. It's very interesting. This old kind of drawer. I don't think there's anything in there. Like that even opens. But we got this cool little bike as well. That's a really nice bike. Older style, you know what I mean? Got some photos there of the, I don't know who that was. Brand new DeWalt drill in there. Really cool how much is just left forgotten here. I love this old bike though. Look, it's even got the light there. These are really cool looking. Yeah, it's crazy just to think, like, all this stuff has been left here. Some things have been rearranged, but most of this stuff has been left just as they put it when they lived here. I really love that bike. I'm gonna ask my buddy if I can grab that. Got some, what is that? Some leaded glass there. That's cool. Lots and lots of old stuff, guys. Look at these books, for example. I thought this was like an army medal, but it's just like some kind of something for bowing and arrowing. You know, imagine one of these books you could just open and find a bunch of money. Maybe they hid some of that. You never know. All these books are very old. This one's from 1899. I wonder if they really looked through everything or they didn't entirely look through everything. But we have a bunch of stuffed animals here. It just goes to show, I mean, all these memories. These were things that somebody cherished, probably, all these files. I don't know what it is, and I don't have the time to look through it, but, you know, somebody looked through every one of these files and put it there because they had a reason to. It was something important to them, and now it's just nothing. I don't have the time to look through it. No one else does. It's just going to go in the trash, probably. Sad as that is. There's so many memories here, though, that have been saved, that now anybody finds junk but them. They're the only ones that think this stuff is priceless, you know? Oh yeah, we got this photo album here. Wow, guys. Check this out. These are... Where was this taken? This has to be in another country, I think. Crazy to, like, see what things looked like back then. It looks like an Eastern European country. There's the flag. Wow. All these memories. Like what life was like back then in these areas. I mean, this was before I was even born. But nothing from the area. Oh, wow. That's the house, guys. I think. Yeah, that is the house. That's crazy. That's before it was abandoned. So where did she go? My first thought was that she passed, but in fact I found out she was still on social media. So what would warrant an estate sale on everything you have? It appears she had no children. Maybe she just wanted to start a new life. Or maybe another family member took her out of the home. But now that she's gone, the home will be gone. Just like that, the entire family's history leaves with the person who didn't have any children. Alright guys, remember I said I was going to eat these cookies? Look at that. Big sugary.
How is it?
Yo! That's really good. No way. I'm eating cookies right now in a bando. This house was really wild to see. A completely updated house. Somebody, you know, they thought they were going to sell this or something. They made it really nice. And they just passed away and everything has been forgotten. It's truly wild. But yeah, the sad part is this home will be demolished. The good part is everything here is likely going to be salvaged. And yeah, that's the good part, I guess. So I'm just showing you guys what it looks like in this state. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys want to check out my website, I'll put that down below. And if you guys want to know how I found this place and other places, go check out my memberships. I'll be showing tutorials on how I'm actually doing all this. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.